So in this session, we will understand the seismic gap. So when we are saying seismic gap, there are two parts to it. One is the geographical region along the plate boundaries, which we call them as a seismic gap because of their inactivity in sense of earthquake. And then there is also seismic gap, theory of seismic gap suggested by S.A. Fedotov, so which helps us in suggesting the possibility, not predicting exactly, but suggesting the possibility of major earthquake along the particular segment of the plate boundary. So we will see both of these, and then we will also see what are the seismic gap along the Himalayan plate or Himalayan plate boundaries. Then finally we will see the significance and how relevant is seismic gap theory. So when we are saying seismic gap, recently there was an article in Indian Express and other major newspapers. So this was study conducted by Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology. So they found out that along the particular segment of plate boundaries in Himalayan region, there is continuously stress is building up. Precisely in Dharchula region of Himalayas, there is a building up of stress, because of which there are micro and moderate magnitude earthquakes are frequently occurring, but there is no major earthquake. So they are suggesting that this particular region there is enough stress for the possibility of any major earthquake. So when we are saying a major earthquake, that major earthquake has a magnitude of more than or around 8. So wherever we say that there is a major earthquake, its magnitude is 8 or more, right? So we will see what that study suggested. So that study says that there is a large concentration of micro and moderate magnitude earthquakes in the Dharchula region. So let us locate Dharchula region. So this is Uttarakhand, this is Nepal, and this is Uttarakhand Nepal border or India Nepal border. So this yellow mark is the place called Dharchula. So another important location is there, that is here somewhere is Lipu Lake Pass. Sorry. So this is Dharchula. Here somewhere is Lipu Lake Pass. And along this particular stretch, seismologists from Wadia Institute are predicting that stress is building up, and that stress could lead into a major earthquake. Now another important map entry as we are looking into this map. So just these are two most important map entries, that is one is Rakastal on left and another is Kailash Mansarovar Lake, right? So this is Dharchula region, the region in the discussion. So this particular region and adjoining areas of Kumaon Himalaya are witnessing micro and moderate magnitude earthquake because of the stress. So whenever two plate collide with each other, they at places they get into locking position, and as a result of locking, there builds up a significant amount of stress, which is when released is a major earthquake or any earthquake of any intensity, let's say. So the large concentration of earthquakes are release of stress. So in near future, there is a likelihood of an earthquake of a high magnitude. So this high magnitude is nothing but a magnitude of more than 8 on the Richter scale, right? So in last 500 years, there were only 2 incidences of an earthquake of say 8 or higher magnitude on Richter scale. So one was in Kangra, that is in 1905, and other is along the Bihar Nepal border. It is famously called as Bihar Nepal earthquake of 1934. So between these 2 points, there is vast region of say some 600 kilometers vast is this segment, and that particular segment hasn't witnessed any major earthquake in the past, right? So that particular region is called as central seismic gap. So this is what precisely seismologists from Wadia Institute of Technology suggested. So now we will see what this seismic gap exactly, or how we define seismic gap, and then we'll also see what are the seismic gap along the Himalayan region. So seismic gap, or it is alternately also called as seismicity gap, is a region where earthquake activity is less compared to its neighborhood along the plate boundary. So always remember, a seismic gap would exist only along the plate boundaries, because that is the only region which witnesses uh, earthquakes. So 90% of the earthquakes are along the plate boundaries only, right? So seismic gap, another way to define it is, a seismic gap is a section of a fault that has produced earthquakes in the past but is now quiet. So as we have seen, only look at this map. So in 1905 this is Kangra earthquake, and in 1934 this is Bihar Nepal earthquake. So this particular segment hasn't witnessed any earthquake in last so many years, or precisely in last 500 years there were only 2 incidences of earthquake, of major earthquake. So this is the particular segment which we call as a seismic gap, right? Now there is a theory of seismic gap. So the theory of seismic gap was given by a Soviet seismologist. So what Soviet seismologist S.F. Fedotov did, so he took earthquake data for say 1906 to 63 for Japan. So he studied all the earthquakes which occurred during this particular period, and what he finds that the large earthquakes, they were in a segment which was quiet for last 39 years. So put it in other words, so particular segment there is a high possibility of witnessing an earthquake of major magnitude every 39 years. So this is just an extrapolation from that particular theory. It must not be so true, but his studies found that large earthquakes were from the region, or in a segment which did not witness any earthquake or major earthquake in last 39 years. So that was what the theory of seismic gap given by S.F. Fedotov. So he from that particular theory he suggested that whichever region they have not witnessed major earthquake in past are more likely to witness major earthquake than the regions which have already witnessed the major earthquake. So it is very natural that, but along the plate boundaries, so there are particular segments where stress builds up, and that stress is released in the form of a major earthquake, right, of more than 8 on Richter scale. Now there are also regions there is continuously stress is building up, but that stress hasn't yet released, that stress hasn't got released, and as a result of which there is high possibility of earthquake occurring along those regions where there were no earthquakes in recent past, right? So that is what was suggested by S.F. Fedotov. Now we will see what are the seismic gaps in Himalayas. So in Himalayas, seismologists have precisely found 3 seismic gaps. One is Kashmir gap, another is Central gap, or also called as Central seismic gap, and the third one is Assam gap. So this Kashmir gap, there was one major earthquake in 1885 at Baramulla. But in that particular region, there are conflicting opinions that Baramulla earthquake wasn't that intense, or it had no high magnitude. It is suggested by some seismologists, and the last earthquake of higher magnitude was in say some 16th century. So there are conflicting opinion, but by and large, it is taken that the last major earthquake in this particular region of Kashmir was in 1885, that was Baramulla earthquake. So from that point, that is one point where major earthquake incidents took place. Then there is one more point, that is in Himachal Pradesh, Kangra, and in 1905 it was struck by a major earthquake, right? So between these 2 locations, there is no point or no location where there was a major earthquake in recent past, or in say last so many years, so 500 years or so. So this particular segment we call it as a seismic gap, and precisely we have named it as a Kashmir gap, right? Now after Kangra earthquake of 1905, there is one major earthquake in 1934, that is at Bihar Nepal border, and between these 2 locations there is no incidence of a major earthquake for again say 500 years or so. So this particular region, it hasn't witnessed or it is not struck by any major earthquake in so many years, and that is why it is called as again seismic gap or central seismic gap. Similarly, there is Assam earthquake of 1897 and Assam Tibet earthquake. Sorry again. So this is Assam earthquake and this is Assam Tibet earthquake. So Assam Tibet earthquake was in 1950, Assam earthquake was in 1897, and between these 2 points again we do not find any incidences of major earthquake, so we call it as a Assam gap. So this is third gap, this is second gap, central seismic gap, and this is number 1, Kashmir gap. So as per the theory of seismic gap or seismicity gap, we can expect now major earthquakes between these lines along these in this particular regions, right? So what seismologists do, they keep continuously tracking the stress building along these plates or plate boundaries, and they also find particular segments in this particular seismic gaps which have higher stress than the surrounding region. So similarly for Dharchula, so Dharchula is located somewhere here. So they are saying that in Dharchula region higher stress is building up and it may result into a major earthquake. So these are the seismic gaps in Himalayan region. Now we will also see the significance of seismic gap theory. So it helps us, we have already seen, it helps us in prediction of a major earthquake in considered region, right? So we have seen what was suggested by FFA but on the other hand, these predictions are not as accurate as we expect them to be, right? So not necessarily every 40 years a particular segment of plate boundary would experience a major earthquake. So that is not a necessity, right? And that is why it is still under intense study. So it is a field of further exploration. So though it alerts us in certain sense, but it is not very accurate to predict earthquake along the plate boundaries. So this was about seismic gap. Now when it is to expect a question, so we can expect a question in geography optional paper. So it may be, say, a short note, your 1A section, or even this is in paper 1, question 1A, and it will be for, say, 5 marks or 10 marks. So this can be the nature of question, writing a short note on seismic gap, and whenever that question is asked, you are supposed to write what this seismic gap is, and secondly you can also write about the theory of seismic gap, and most importantly draw the you are supposed to draw this particular map and mention the seismic gap along the Himalayan region, because these are the most significant seismic gap in the Indian context, right? So this was about seismic gap, and you are supposed to write all these components. So make sure that you are writing a wonderful answer depending on these components, right? So with this I close. In next few sessions we will see some more contemporary issues such as urban climate and urban flooding. Then there is issue of urban heat island heat island. So we will see in next session what is urban climate. Fine. So till then, goodbye.